There's a form of terrorism that most people are not discussing. The politicians nor the preachers. Pedophiles target unsuspecting families.
There is an urgent need to guard our children from sexual abuse. Please help us to protect children who cannot protect themselves. This is a great opportunity to literally save lives. Please join with us now.
We're here today for Cyrus Webb Presents here in Los Angeles, California with the one and only Young Marco. Young Marco, how you doing today?
How you doing, Cyrus?
Hey, doing really good, man. Glad to finally be able to meet you in person to share part of your conversation on camera. I mean, you were preparing, I know, for the release of For Our Generation. I mean, what has it been like for you to see the response to the music already, man?
It's been pretty great so far. Like I've been going through a lot of transitioning phase, which is switching up my sound. So it took a while to figure myself out. And you've been around for a while since One Night, which is like the beginning of my journey. When I switched over from rapping and singing.
Right.
For Our Generation is just a whole new sound. It's a new wave, literally for our generation.
Exactly. You know, one of the songs that we got a chance to talk about actually on the radio show is Gone Long Gone.
Yes.
I mean, really powerful message in that. I mean, is that kind of part of your goal to be able to share great messages as well as great music?
Yes, most definitely. The artists that I look up to, like growing up, such as Michael Jackson, then you got Ed Sheeran, they all talk about, like, all their music have a meaning to it. Such as, you got 18 for Ed Sheeran, and that has a meaning to it. A lot of people don't know that. Then you have Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror, that has a meaning to it. And Going on Going has a meaning to it what people can relate to. So I just want to touch a lot of people, and people in my generation, and people that have been through that. Because we can't relate to the music, then there's no need to like listen to it.
Right. You know, one of the things I noticed, especially for those who stay connected with you on Instagram, Young Marco, is that you seem to love the live performance. I mean, what is that like for you to be up on that stage and to see the response from the crowd?
I feel like that's the part where you can get in front of everybody and everything that you've been practicing for a while. But the creativity part when you're in the studio is honestly the hard part. That's the hard part. The easy part is when you're on stage and you get to literally like touch people, not do the rest, but touch people that's in front of you. Definitely intimate shows. I love the intimate shows, and I just love performing.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned that I've been around for a while. I remember that first interview, you actually had to bring it to my attention after I interviewed you after Gone Long Gone. I mean, what has surprised you the most about your growth over the years?
You know what's so crazy? I changed so fast, and my manager and my PR, it's like, when it comes to creativity, I'm ahead. It's like I can't sit still. If I see something, I want to learn it, I want to do it. Such as the guitar. When I seen the guitar, it was like, yo, I want to play this instrument, and I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna learn to play this instrument and incorporate it with my act. So it's pretty quick of like changing everything. Like everything changed so fast. I cannot sit still and settle for less. Like I love learning new stuff. I might play the violin in a few months, no telling.
Right. Well, one of the things that's been great too is that you definitely interact with your fans, Young Marco, and I think that's one of the things they appreciate. But you also have people who look up to you as an example as to what they can do too. I mean, what is that like for you to be doing what you love and then to know that you're inspiring other people to do the same thing?
It's great, honestly. I feel like our generation don't have that role model, that idol that they can look up to, that's setting a great example. So I'm like, it's an open lane for me to do this. I'm a young African American kid, and I'm like, yo, if I literally put my mind to it and write about stuff that kids can relate to, and adults at that, because kids go through a lot of stuff adults go through. It's not on the same level, don't get me wrong, it's not on the same level, but abuse, domestic violence, and et cetera, like we all go through the same thing, it's just different levels to it. But at the end of the day, we all have feelings. So I'm like, if they hear kids singing this, then they would take it better, because it's like, all right, my peers are saying this to me, and I can relate to that.
Yeah. Again, as I mentioned, your project is called For Our Generation. Yeah, and with that, of course, you're showing other people of your generation what's possible for them. Do you hope to also be able to give other people hope, Marco, when it comes to their own goals and dreams as to what they can accomplish?
Yes, most definitely. Like if you look at my background and you check out my story on my website, my bio, I'm a kid from the south side of Atlanta, which is a tough area to grow up in, but I was able to go a different route, and people in my family went left, but I was able to go the opposite way and learn to play the guitar and learn to sing and just inspire people in a different way.
Yeah. Since you mentioned that, I want to ask you about courage, because I mean, it takes a lot of courage to be the person you want to be and not follow the trends. I mean, where do you think that courage comes from for you to kind of follow your own path and to do what you love?
Honestly, the people around me, but it starts within yourself. Like, I feel like if it's not in you, it's good to have great people around you to boost you up. Like, I have a great team around me, and I can't thank them like any more than I do, and I wish I could thank them more. But it starts within yourself. Like, I feel like I woke up the next day and I was like, yo, I want to be the best performer there is. I know I'm great. Not in a cocky way, but you have to accept yourself first. Like, you have to look in the mirror and be happy with yourself before other people can be happy with you.
That's right. Again, everyone, you're listening to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm here today in Los Angeles today with recording artist Young Marco. We're talking with him not only about his musical journey, but also his upcoming release for our generation. We'll tell you all here in just a moment how you can stay connected with him. So it sounds like, Young Marco, you really stay kind of focused on what's next. I mean, how important is it for you, though, to be able to appreciate where you are now? Do you still have those moments where you look at what you're doing today, even here in Los Angeles, and just go, wow?
Yes, most definitely. I love Los Angeles. For people who don't know that, I love New York as well. But everything happened so fast. And before we got here, I told the team, I was like, I'm going to appreciate this trip, and I'm going to get caught in the moment. 9 times out of 10, I'm not caught in the moment. I'm always focused, like, what's going to happen tomorrow. Like, after I leave this show, what's going to be going on tomorrow. So I can honestly appreciate now, like, what's going on.
I saw you on Instagram holding up your invitation to the Grammys. I mean, how exciting is that, to be able to go and to see some of the people that you respect, to be able to see them up close and personal?
Yes, that's a big deal. Honestly, like, growing up on the south side of Atlanta, we don't really watch the Grammys. Like, I didn't know what the Grammys was until I turned 14 years of age. And when I seen it, I was like, yo, so it's bigger than BET. I honestly didn't know that. Like, my parents only had BET on TV. That's the only thing I watched when I was in the park and stuff like that. And I didn't know music can get bigger than that. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And I know it's going to inspire a lot of people from the same area that I'm from and from the same households that I grew up in to be here as well.
I think that's one of the great things, to be able to have people who you respect and now to be able to see them. And I think, again, that's what you've been able to do, Young Marco, to show other people what they can do. Again, everyone, recording artist Young Marco has been our guest for this segment here in Los Angeles for Conversations LA. Young Marco, let our audience know how they can stay connected with you, man.
You can follow me on all social media platforms at @IAM_Young Marco. That's IAM_YOUNGMARCO. IAM_Young Marco. Also follow my website, www.IamYoungMarco.com.
All right, it's made it very easy for you all. For those who are watching this on YouTube, we're going to put that information down on the bottom of the screen for you guys. Young Marco, man, I know it's a crazy busy time for you, so thank you so much for the time.
Well, definitely. Thank you so much.
Hey, glad to do it.